I need to do. Like everybody else, I focus on health and wealth and relationship, career, business, fun and experiences, charities, and children,
Hey
and
y'all,
life and
hey.
family, etc. I know what it's like to be busy. So
We are
I actually
talking
deliberately look
we are talking about eat the frog, set the table, and eat the frog. Yum 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 yum. Special guest who has read this book that I we started the introduction last week. Eat that frog. 21 Great Ways to Stop Procrastinating and Get More Done in Less Time by Mr. Brian Tracy himself. She has read this book multiple times. I told you it's a short read, but it's very impactful. And last time I checked, I think she was like on four because it always comes up in a book club and she never gets tired of reading it. So remember, because it's small, we're just going to talk about the first two chapters and we'll do it like that, like two chapters at a time because they're really short chapters. But I put in there, starting out, there's one quality which one possesses to win, and that is definitive of purpose, the knowledge of what one wants, and a burning desire to achieve it. Oh, hold on, let me make sure y'all can hear everything. Wait 1 second. Let me check. I always got to do the Facebook quality control here. Make it public, which I don't know why it doesn't do that, but edit. Okay, now it's public. Testing one, two, three. All right, we got it. Okay. All right. So, Jewel, we talking about eat
Yes,
the frog.
ma'am. I'm here.
He talks about before you can determine your frog and get on with the job of eating it, you must decide what you want to achieve in each area of your life. When he said clarity, when you read that, what did you do? What did you think of when he said before you can even eat a frog, before you can even tackle what your frog is, you have to be clear about what you want to achieve in each area of your life. Did you think about motherhood, being a soldier, being an entrepreneur? Like which areas? Did you think about any of those areas?
Um, in those areas and then some in every area of life.
And so the clarity of purpose of knowing what those areas are. Like some people don't even know. But if you're a parent, that's an area.
That's the area.
Yeah,
That's a job.
right. That's a job by itself.
Yes.
It's the most important job that we'll ever have as a leader. And I don't think a lot of parents look at it like that, but you are the first leader that your child ever sees. They're
Right.
going to mimic and duplicate what you do. So as a leader, that is like a lot on our shoulders because I never thought of it as leadership until I was reading one day and it's like a leadership book and says as a parent you are the first leader that your child ever sees and knows. And I was like, oh, never thought about that way. So that's an area, okay? So finding out the clarity of what kind of frog I want to eat as a parent, right? And then
Right.
you a
At-
soldier.
On your job, on your in your career, in entrepreneurship, trying to figure out there's frogs everywhere.
Exactly. And it's being able to say, okay, so as a parent, I want to be what the best parent there is. I want to be the best leader for my child. So the frog for me would be to always consistently read on leadership and parenting.
Right.
Leadership and parenting, there's two different things, but yet they're still the same. So there was never a guidebook to parenting, but right now everybody got all these books
Exactly.
about parenting. So it's to me, it doesn't mean that I'm weak as being a parent. It just means that I'm enhancing what I don't know based off somebody else's experience who's been on this earth a little bit longer than I have, even probably have more children than I have, and have been able
Exactly.
to, write it down in a book. 'Cause some people, I don't even learn how to be a parent. I'm a parent. Shoot, I wish they had a book when I was a
And then your kids grow up and then you find out, oh well, I didn't do this right, or I thought I did this and did that. Parenting is not, it's not one particular way. Um,
at
it
all.
has different facets to it. Your children are different, and when they grow up and have their own personalities, things change.
Yes,
So everybody has that idea of being that great parent, and as far as like eating the frog, being that great parent, yes, you want to be able to, you know, everything perfect, everything perfect. I raised a perfect child, but some people have those children that just not perfect.
Oh,
And they did everything right as far as they feel in their eyes. So,
like this. Another thing of parents that we don't really get into is finances.
oh
Talking
yeah,
to our children about finances, educating them because the school system is not. They'll
it's
teach
not. That's not what the school system is for.
culture, but they're not teaching them about finances. They're not teaching them what that means as far as being financially free versus debt free. Yeah, that's something your children need to know. Oh, and by the way, building their credit before they even 18 years old by
Oh yeah,
investing in different stocks while they're still young, you know, under their name. Did you know you could do that? Not your name and your social, their name and their social.
right,
Telling y'all to take y'all baby's credit. I'm telling y'all to build your baby's credit, build your children's portfolio financially. If you didn't have a chance to now, as a parent, as a leader, and we're talking about areas that you want to get some clarity on, if this is something you want to get clarity on, that's something you will write down. Understanding financial freedom to provide the guidance to my child. Understanding how to set up investments for my child's portfolio at the age of 7 years old. That kind of stuff, you know?
right. Like
Which
my daughter, my middle daughter, she's just now the way she's learning about credit because my oldest is 27. She didn't learn nothing from me. Well, I take that back. She did. She watched me spin, 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 spin. Um, spend what I don't have, spend spontaneously, uh, just spend. So she kind of watches how she spends now. My middle child does not want credit cards. She don't want bills. She doesn't want loans. She doesn't want anything. So they learned from my horrible financial um, skills on what to do. So I think schools should actually be teaching our kids, but we need to be teaching our kids as well. But if we weren't taught, like I was not taught, I watched my mother spin, 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 spin. And
yeah,
that's what I grew up doing. Spin, 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 spin. Now I see my kids doing something different. I'm proud of them because they actually doing something different, but they're a little bit like me. And it's kind of hard to be like, hey, maybe you shouldn't be doing because I'm learning now. So I'm like, hey, maybe you shouldn't be doing this. Maybe you shouldn't be doing that. Maybe you should do it this way. And they're like, yeah, but you go to the store to buy one thing and come out with $300 worth of stuff that you don't even use. That's how they are with me now. And I'm like, wow, they're right. Today my daughter got her first department store credit card for Victoria's Secret. And I was all high-fiving her. But then I was like, I hope she isn't like me because I remember getting my first and going I got $300 on a card.
yes,
So
yeah.
yeah.
Uh, and then that's just real talk, y'all. That's real talk, parent being transparent. And if y'all can relate, and y'all looking at the replay, go ahead and put that in the replay that y'all can relate. But Jules said something very key: a list. He talks about clarity. This goes to the grocery store shopping too, y'all. This is the whole thing about eat the frog. You can put in so many dynamics. That's why he said areas. You know, even when you go to the grocery store, even when you're putting out your meals. He said this when you're going to the grocery store, step one, decide exactly what you want before you go to the grocery store.
Yeah, make a list and stick to it.
Stick to. He says that only 3% of adults right now, mostly anything referring to their goals. Now, a lot of us don't even write down grocery lists. We just go in the store. We might write down a few things that we need, but we don't even stick to that list that we got because we start seeing other things and start adding it
Hmm.
to the buggy, and then buggy or basket, whichever north or south, wherever y'all from. But then you get to the counter and be like, well, where did this $350 come from? You know, and you only allotted
That
this.
was me.
So he says to write it down. Decide exactly what you want and write it down. These apps, these smartphones right here, how about they have it on? Go to Walmart. Go to the Walmart app, put in milk, boom. You know exactly how much the milk costs. Write it down. Milk, Da, 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 da. You can build your grocery list from within the app based off of what they have. So there's no reason why you should really kind of know exactly how much you're going to spend because smartphones have made it better. Kroger's got one, Safeway have, everyone has an app now where you can literally
Exactly.
write your list through the app and know exactly how much it costs, and it'll even tell you what aisle it is on. So I start using that. You know, I don't like to go grocery shopping, but if I have to, then I'm definitely using that to try to at least know what aisle I'm going on, so I can just stay focused. Because that's the other thing he says. He said make a list of everything you can think of, and then organize that, listen to until plan. And he even said set a deadline on your goals, and basically that's your budget. Set this is not what I'm gonna cross. Period. And
Right.
all in that order. And then he says 6 and 7. After we even did the grocery store list on the app, we done got everything. We done said what we gonna spend. Now it's time to go to the grocery store. Now it's time to take the action and execute. And he says step 7 is to resolve to do something every single day that moves you towards your goal. So anything that you do, any thought that you have, the first thing he says, decide what you want. What is it that you want? Period. You want to make $500 in a month? You want to make whatever it is? You want to work so much overtime? Or you don't want to work as much this month? Or you want to spend so much quality time with your family? Or you want to just do some self love, some self care? All these different areas. Whatever it is that you decide to do, it say what? Write it down, right, Jewel?
Write it down. Yes.
Write it down. Then from there, set the deadline. When do I want to go to the spa? When do I want to just have my whole self care day? A whole day towards yourself where it's 24 hours where you even get a hotel room. What day is that going to be? When are you going to work on that? It may start small by just getting your nails done or your toes done. I might the mani and the pedi, just the simple things. It might start with just one massage until you get to the point where you're gonna have a full spa day. Little by little, it says write everything you can do that's gonna get you towards that list, that self care. Well, on once a week, I'm gonna make sure my nails are polished or make sure my pedicure, my feet are done. Once every 2 weeks, whatever. But that's building towards your big thing of making it 24 hours for you. And then it's organize, take the action, and resolve it and do it. So, going into the plan, this is what I like as we get ready to wrap this up, y'all. He says planning is bringing the future into the present so that you can do something about it now. Did he say the past, Jules? He didn't say the past. He said the planning bringing the future into the present, not
Right.
the past. So many times
Not the past, the future.
we stuck in our past talking about what had happened when and why we won't do that again when it happened 10 years ago when you were 10 years younger, probably didn't know no better. But as
Right.
years go by, you get more educated in knowledge, and people are so resistant to try things over again.
Start time now.
Start time now.
Now for the future. Not. Don't go backwards.
He said, "How do you eat an
No
elephant?
setback.
How do you eat an elephant, Jewel?" I never thought about that. How do you eat an elephant?
Ooh, a little piece at a time.
That's the answer. One bite at a time. One bite at a time. He says your mind, your ability to think, plan, and decide is your most powerful tool for overcoming procrastination and introducing your productivity. You guys want to know what that frog is. If you missed last week, the frog is something that, oh my gosh, it's on your plate. You have it on your checklist, or you have it in your head. You didn't even write it down, but you just know you got to do it. Laundry, like doing laundry. So I would procrastinate in the laundry, the baskets would get up, But if I would just have set the date on Wednesday, every Wednesday for 2 hours, I'm going to do as much laundry as I can from my day. That would really make me eat that frog, the frog of not wanting to do the laundry because of the,
Right.
not a fear, it's just something that you don't want to do that you know you can.
Right.
And so this is why we're talking about these, one, writing down, setting the table, the list you need to try to get through. Then two, planning your day in advance.
Have that schedule. Have a schedule written out. already. So you already know what you're gonna do.
He says it only takes 10 to 12 minutes to write out your day for the next day. So if y'all, what time is it now? It's 10 o'clock, 10:08 Eastern Standard Time. If you guys have not taken the time out to write what you're going to be doing tomorrow, write it down on a checklist, on a schedule, y'all need to take the 10 minutes to 5 minutes to do it. He says that'll save you up to 2 hours. How does your schedule, since you started doing this, Jewel, because before you didn't have a schedule, the
I
mental,
didn't have no kind of schedule. I was all over the place, and it was you, my mentor coach, that was like, "Hey, you need to get you a schedule together and write it out." And I started writing it out and setting up my schedule, and I followed that schedule. Now I might have some little tick marks in between stuff, like the like sub,
mm-hmm,
what would you call it? Not sub deadlines, because I was going to say something about that too, but like sub in between my actual schedule. I might write down like little tick marks and extra stuff that I need to do in between that time, and then add sub deadlines to that. But right now I have to write everything down. It makes more sense when everything is written out every day of what I have to do, and then try not to skip what I have to do, because I'll put the the biggest frogs always go to the bottom of my list. That's the part I gotta stop doing. My big frogs is at the bottom of my list. So by the time I did all the other frogs, I don't really want to tackle those frogs. So I learned to put the big frogs at the top and move my way down.
yes, I'm telling you, here's my list that I got so far, you know, and, and this is my master list. You have a list for everything, but then you have a master list, that you have wrote everything on, everything everything, the laundry, everything is on this master list that you got. But that's just something that you're gonna make sure that you got, even the stuff for the future that you need to get done, different projects. But then he says break it down from your master list to then what out of that master list do you need to do for the month of June. So like we coming up on the month of June, y'all. So we got plenty of time, right, to get started. Write your master list down right now for everything. We're in the second quarter. The second quarter is ending in June, right, Jewel? So the second quarter is ending in June. So if you haven't done this, you're not behind the power curve because you didn't know what you don't know. So this is all about learning and growing, right? So write out that master list. We're going into June. What is it off your master list that you need to do in June? Then he says from monthly June, that he break it down to weekly, right? To break down your list. What are you gonna do for weekly? I asked Jewel, hey, what's your goals or what's your plan or what's your schedule for uh Sundays? Like every Sundays, I do we would do monthly at the first of the month, and then it'd be like every Sunday. So Jewel, we gonna start that back up in June for the month. You got your monthly, and then we got our weekly. I have to send to my mentor and my coach, I have to do for accountability. She wants that week out. I do it on my phone, and I have my what do you call it? This is the one I do, for on paper. That's also mirroring what's on my phone, just in case one goes down. Y'all girls got a bit hard copy. Don't be like all technology savvy and somebody hijack your stuff and you got to pay $5 million. Ooh, did I say that? Ooh, did that happen? I'm sorry, it's too soon. Too soon for the gas stuff. Too soon. My bad. But anyway, just always have a backup pen when you have it on your on your phone or whatever. Have a digital calendar. So my mentor has me to do it, send her out weekly, and then she wants us a snapshot of the daily. Like she wants a daily snapshot of what we're talking about. So that's just that accountability, of having someone. So all this, would you agree? Would it be wise to have an accountability partner that you tell what you need to do? You share your what you need to do for the month with, so they can hold you. And I ain't talking about the same person that's on your level. Jewel, what would you recommend for an accountability partner?
Somebody that is at a higher level than you, because you should always surround yourself with somebody that's I don't know. I think you should always surround yourself with somebody that's doing um better than you or levels higher than you, so you can, because you're trying to get to that level. If somebody's on the same level as you guys have those woe is me woe is me sessions, and how can you tell me that I'm doing great or what I need to be doing when you're at the same level? You can't really tell me anything, or if you're at a lower level than me. And that goes for anything. If somebody is at a lower level with you and they haven't gotten any higher than you, how they know where they going? Be
Mm.
telling you where you going.
I always say, don't switch bank accounts. Look, don't take advice from somebody that you don't want to switch bank accounts with. I'm just saying. Now, if you already know they rolling in six and seven figures, definitely where your pen and paper at. Take copious notes. But if you know they live in the minus or the four figures because you're striving to get bigger, then no. I would say absolutely not. But
Yeah.
before we close out, I'll tell you this. This is a process. You're not going to get this overnight, nor do we expect. This is just the information.
No.
So, how, Jewel, your experience, how long did it really take you to one, just actually get your list in order and then put it on your calendar and just actually start it, going by it?
It took over a year for me to get to even work out a calendar, maybe even a good year and a half. And then I tried to go fast forward into the, gun ho into the calendar, but then I was like, it's not my usual routine. So it was kind of difficult. But once I got it going, I was fine. But I was working the calendar or my schedule, and I had to slowly start like trying to implement other things, or because other things were happening, life was happening. And so my schedule was my perfect schedule in a perfect world where I'm focused 100%, don't have anything else going on. Um, and I'm working my schedule full time. And it got overwhelming to me, and I completely stopped. And I didn't eat no frogs. I just let them
Oh,
frogs
yeah.
pile on top of me. Them frogs piled on top of me. And I still have the stuff I need to do. I still have the same goals as I had when I started my business, as I had since 2019, but you wouldn't even know it because I completely like stopped and got overwhelmed. So I don't know. I would tell somebody, get your schedule together, write out what you want, make know that there will be life changes and stuff, other stuff going on with you that might change your schedule. Um, yeah, but make sure that you can change your schedule at any given time. I was so set on staying on my schedule that I overwhelmed myself, and then I got mad at myself and I shut down. So stick with your schedule. Maybe tune it, tweak it a little bit to make sure it fits for you on your everyday, daily routine, to include every aspect of life, even um, health and stuff, because that's what was wrong with me. My health got involved, and when my health gets a little weird, I shut down. So I've read this book twice so far with my book group, and on my own before my book group, and it's a process. Eating the frog is definitely a process. I'm 49, so you think about 49 years of not eating a frog and just doing what you do, and then all of a sudden this guy creates this eat the frog book, and everything he's talking about is you. You, and it's like, that's me. Does he know me? He's talking about me. It's so weird because that's how it was. And then, so I was like, okay, I can do this. I get to the point where I'm like, you know, in competition with myself with this book. And I'm like, I can do that. I can do that. And so I start I always pick the book up and read stuff to try to refresh my memory and my goals, keep my goals on track, or keep my goals in my thoughts so I can kind of stay on track no matter what. I'll slow down, but I'm not going to give up completely, completely. But I slow down so low that you would think I've stopped, but I haven't. But
Look,
this book is awesome.
it is awesome, and I love Jewel for her transparency because I want y'all to know it is not easy. It's not. So bringing
Mm-mm.
in different people on this particular book, I wanted to because you're gonna have people that have different viewpoints about how they tackled their fraud. You see, Jewel has so much on her list that she got overwhelmed. I'll be transparent, y'all. I had this on my list, and I was like, "Oh my Jesus, no! How am I supposed to get this done?" But I'm gonna tell you what. It's because we don't celebrate the small wins. Is why we get overwhelmed. And when I tell y'all, if you have on there pay bills, and you may have 10 bills that you need to pay, but you only pay like one. Guess what? That's one bill that you paid.
Yep.
Celebration.
It's time to party when that happens.
Woo! Based on your schedule, based on what you got going on, accomplishing dang just to pay that one bill is good. It is good. I mean,
Definitely.
that was a big struggle for me. I had to get my bill paid together with my bank so that my bills can come out consistently because I sucked at paying bills. Not that I didn't have the finances, just that I was just sucky at opening up the freaking paperwork. And I hated when they did electronic debits and stuff out of my account. They had me to keep up with more. But then when I started doing it through my bank where I can see it and I can budget, and I was like, boom, it's been working like clockwork. So if that's something that
Right.
y'all y'all got to use that bill pay because the bill pay will help you automatically send out for your bills instead of having. And they may send you a bill, but guess what? You already paid it because you already kind of know. You set the dates, based off of your pay. If it's due on the 25th and you get paid on the 15th, bruh, sus,
Right.
that bill out on the 15th and go ahead and pay that. It helps. But here's some homework. Last week we had another homework. Adrian, I'm glad you're gonna text inbox me. Definitely will help you out with your calendar. Not a problem. But one of the things is writing down your goals. I ask that y'all write down your goals. That's the first thing, because remember it comes with a workbook, right? Eat the frog comes with a workbook. So write down at least 5 goals that y'all want to finish out this year. This year. What is it that you want to finish out this year? 5 goals. Definitely. 5 goals. 5 goals that you want to go get promoted on your company. For as an entrepreneur, is there a certain price range you're trying to reach for the quarter? What is it? Then after you write down those goals, I want you to put a deadline by one goal. We're just gonna start with one goal. Select that one goal out of the 10 that if you could achieve it within 24 hours will have the greatest impact on your life. One out of 10. It can be financial, it can be, like I said, self love, self care, something that you need to just get out, relax, read a book, whatever it is. Have a dinner, go out on the town, whatever it is for you. What is the one goal that would have the greatest impact on your life? And it's going to be different for everybody, different. And then write down a deadline, then make a list of everything you can think of to achieve that one goal. So again, I'm going to go back to the spa. So if you want to do a 24-hour spa where you going out and you get in your hotel and you're going to have yourself a spa day. Where we going to start? That's the ultimate goal, to have a spa day. 24 hours to yourself. That means no children, no husband, no boo, no nobody. Just you, right? 24 hours, your deadline. Do you want to do it within 30 days so that you can focus on it being at the end of the month? And then write down, okay, well, what is the things that I need to do every not even every day, but something that'll take me towards that. You know what I mean? Do I need to start setting up babysitters? I already know the date. So if you got children, or if you got four-legged babies, pet sitters, babysitters, some child care, pet care, set that up. Boom. One. Set up child care. Set up a reservation. Where do you want to go? Set the reservation up. Put that down. Set up reservation. Set up the appointment for the spa. The reservation for the hotel. Appointment for the spa. What treatments are you going to do? All right. You know the money. If you need to put aside some money, budget, then put budget. These are all the things that are go towards that goal. That one goal of you having a spa day for 24 hours. Those little things right there. And then lastly, organize that by priority. Because right now we're just writing it down. We're just writing, thinking outside. Okay, spa day. Let's budget. Let's get a hotel. Let's get some services. Let's get some child care or some pet care. Boom. Let people know that we're gonna be at the AO. Are we gonna go out of our 50-mile radius? Are we gonna stay local? What we gonna do? That kind of stuff. You just writing all these ideas down, and then you write your priority down from which one has to be done in this order from priority. The priorities of work. And then take some time. It says take some time to get this right. What needs to be done first and what can wait? What needs to be done before other activities can be completed? Then resolve to something right now towards achieving that goal. So once you write everything down for your spa day, now what needs to go first? What comes first is you need to make a reservation. Because ain't no use of you doing all this and you don't even have a reservation at the hotel. You don't even have a reservation for spa services. You get to doing all these activities and then you plan for it and then you're like, they don't have no availability. So that's the
Right.
first thing is to make sure they have some availability. You got anything on that, Jewel?
No, I would agree with you. Make sure you have reservation first because you can't do nothing without, like you said, can't do nothing without the reservation. And then make a list of everything that you need to do once you make that reservation, like a checklist. Everybody should have a checklist for everything they're trying to do, anyways, to make sure they hit all the points.
Girl, you said it right there on the nail. And listen, y'all, we're gonna close out with that because the planning of your day for the next day is just the same, like that. Take 10 to 12 minutes from your night tonight and go ahead and figure out what is it that you still got on your plate that you say I need to get done. Go ahead and put that on right first because you need to go ahead and finish that. And then anything else that you need to add to it. Now this is gonna take work. It's gonna take work daily, and the reason why it's going to take work is because you're going to be working on it daily. But I'm going to tell you what's going to happen is you're going to increase your productivity and your output by 25% or more. About 2 hours a day from the first day that you begin to work consistently from your list. So keep that in mind. So that is chapter 1 and 2 of setting the table and planning out your day. Next week is Memorial Day week day, but we're still gonna come back strong. And I might be flying, so I have to check my flights and stuff. See, gotta check my flights. Gotta write my list. Gotta see what's priority. Um, but if I'm not in the air, then yes, we will be doing chapter 3 and 4 of Eat the Frog, which is amazing within itself, and giving you some more tips. All these are just recommendations and tips. And again, if you want this book, all you got to do is DM me for it. I have no problem with sending it to you. You can get it in hardback. It's even on Kindle, so you can get the electronic version. They have the actual workbook is only in hard copy. I don't see the workbook on Kindle. And then they even got it on Audible. So if you're
I got my stuff.
yes, you even got Audible. Okay. Um, so help me to help you simply by DM me. That's my call to action to you. Nothing that you have to do for me. It's all about helping you. So if that's something that you desire, just DM me and I'll be able to ask you what do you want, electronic, hardback, or if you want to do an audio version. Everybody shows for different folks. But most importantly, as we close out, we love you. There's nothing you can do but love us back. And we want you to wash your hands. We want you to wear your mask. We want you to stay six
I'm
feet
a mask around here.
out here in the COVID streets because we still want you to be safe. And if you're in a position where you can raise your hands above your head, crisscross them like applesauce in front of your chest, your fingertips behind your shoulder blades, give yourself a big old squeeze. Consider yourself virtually hugged and loved. I want to thank Miss Davis. I want to thank Troy. I want to thank Tina. I want to thank Sean, Tasha, Nicole, Suzanne. Thank you all for tuning in, just coming in to say, I saw your presence here. I truly appreciate it. Everybody that's looking at the replay, we thank you. This is your time. We appreciate your time. It's very valuable. It's something that you can get back. So we just want to make sure we're providing value to you. All right. So you guys, on that note, we like likes, we like hearts, and we like shares because sharing is caring. And even if this may not be for you, it may be for somebody else. So definitely pay it forward. It's free. Hello,
Free.
free. Thank you, Jewel, for coming
You
in
welcome.
out at the last minute because I was like, man, I know this one right here knows this Eat the Frog, and she is always transparent about what it is that she does, and I really appreciate it. So I want y'all to know the transparency, the straight up. It ain't all bubbly. No, it's really
Yep.
real and it's hard. And but guess what? 1 year later, she does it, and she's still doing it. And even though she says sometimes life gets in the way and it can get complicated, but she doesn't stop. She may slow down, but she doesn't stop. And that's the difference. That is difference. I tell y'all, content is king, but consistency is queen. All right. Y'all be good. See y'all next week. If I'm not on a flight, if I'm on a flight, I will let you guys know. We may have to just fire, but we will be going on with the show. Y'all be good. Y'all take care. Be blessed.
Bye bye.